Hey there, pumpkin friends. It is Chad. Today is September 7th. It's Wednesday. A little late with the video this week. We're going to do this all in one take because I really don't have time to edit the video. So, yeah, let's do it. The past week has been record highs. It's been in the 90s just about every day. So that's pretty wild considering it's, we're in the not the middle, but September 7th. We're well into September, and it's still in the 90s. That's pretty wild. For my purposes, it's been pretty good. The pumpkins this week, Emily, Max, and I, we measured them last night, and all the pumpkins actually sped up from the previous week when we were talking about how product placement, how cold and how chilly it's been in the 50s and whatnot. So that's pretty awesome. Winter is on the way though. This Saturday it's going to be lows of in the 40s, and the high is not going to get out of the 50s. So on Friday I really need to do my best to try to do something about closing up that wet wall because I want to keep those gains going. With that being said, I'm not going to tell you what my actual weights are, but to get a GPC 4,500 pound patch, you have to have 4,500 pounds between three pumpkins. On paper, I have that. But there's a long time between now and the weigh-off, so you can't count your chickens before they hatch. But on paper, things are looking pretty good to meet that goal. About the plants, the Thunder is still growing. It's amazingly orange. There's a couple of big cracks you could see in it. That's fine. I haven't covered that pumpkin up at all. I wanted it to be orange, and I had the time-lapse camera on it. So, those cracks are not totally unexpected. But the plant, the back half of the plant, I let a few vines go, and you can see the result. The plant is crawling up all over itself. We have wayward vines coming every which direction. So don't do that. Also, I should get in here and weed, but I'm not going to. I'm too busy. From now until the end of October, I have literally one free weekend. Emily has to work and I have to watch the kids, and that's this coming weekend. So I really just don't have the time to really dive into the plants like I should. And I was camping the last 2 weekends with the family, so trying to have that balance of pumpkin and family life. So, but like I said, the 2350 Ginger plant is great. Just a little bit of tired leaves back there, but as a whole, the plant is phenomenal. Thunder's looking really good. I'm willing to bet my bottom dollar that Thunder goes heavy. That thing thumps solid, so I'm pretty excited about that. And maybe I'll finally win a Howard Dill. However, that one's in line to go to the last way off that buys like the economy GPC package, so I don't think I will get a Howard Dill plaque. Bummer. Maui's looking really good. Maui's super tall. I really probably should think about cranking Maui back. I don't know if you guys can see it from here, but the vine is starting to get decently kinked. That one is still doing, in the high teens per day. The plant itself is looking a little rough, from here back is pretty much, I would say, is unproductive at this point. Not really doing a whole heck of a lot. I got a different mite spray, a mite aside, and that really helped knock the mites back. But once the mites get a foothold, all you're doing is mitigating them. You can't get rid of them. You can just slow them down. That miticide has, but they took out a good chunk of the plant. There's nothing at this point in time that I can do about that, unfortunately. Let's take, maybe we can get a closer look at Howie. Howie is darn near like chest height. It's at man boob height. It's super tall pumpkin, beautiful orangey yellowish color, and it's looking real good. Then last but certainly not least, we have Howie. Howie's trucking along. Howie's plant looks good. I didn't take a lot in that first round of leaf trimming. I probably should go through and take some of these off. The mites, this plant has been more mite resistant, so it's not as bad. This one has a good amount of plant left behind the pumpkin, and the dripping, like, I had to turn my misters back on. Usually misters are off like the last week of August, but they've been on all week because it's been so hot. So there is Howie. Howie's looking really good. Howie is still doing high teens per day, and it just looks big. There is an outside chance. I mean, like, if it still does, 15 pounds per day until I take it to the weigh off and it goes 15% heavy, then I could maybe get 2,000 pounds. But I think 2,000 pounds is a pretty long shot, to say the least. But it's doing really good and it's still trucking along. Hopefully it continues to truck on for, I have 24 days till my first weigh off, and I'm already starting to think like how I want to work that strategy. I think I could probably get my tractor in and go like through the door and through the front half of the plant that's largely dead, so I could run over all that and I could pick any one of these pumpkins to go first. So if Howie's still trucking along and doing any amount of pounds per day, or even shoot, at this point Howie, or rather Maui, is almost as big as Howie, so it just depends on which pumpkin is still giving me the best gains that I would want to take last. So I do have the ability to come in. I can get around to any of the pumpkins that I want to. I would probably take like that one first, and maybe I don't know. I don't even know. I don't know. I don't want to speculate. I don't want to raise your hopes or the lack thereof. So that's all I got. Pumpkins are looking big. Plants are a little below average this time of the year. Pumpkins are a little average, above average-ish from where I was last year. It just depends on how the next 20 to 30 days goes with all the pumpkins that I have left, to see what kind of push they can make to the end of the year and what they look like on the scale. So that's all I got for you. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel, share it with a friend, watch all of the other pumpkin YouTube people out there, and get out there and grow yourself a giant pumpkin. See you next week.